Yeah, and you have to put the time in. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I've been doing every day for the last 15 years,
yeah,
like full time. You treat this as, there's no discipline. You have to have self-discipline in
right,
this
right.
industry.
Hey there, thank you for joining us today on the new CREB Cast. Today we are joined by Sunil Mall from Urban Real Estate. Sunil is the broker of Urban, and we are delighted to have him join us today. He is also the recipient of the Glenna Marshall-Roth Rookie Volunteer of the Year Award. So I just want to thank you, Sunil, for joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you
Good.
for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to
Oh,
join us.
absolutely. I think this is a great initiative, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun that you're doing this podcast.
Well,
It's been a
yeah,
long time coming.
it has been a long time coming. And I just want to let you know that you're our first member guest
I know, which is
to be appearing on our CREB podcast.
that is absolutely incredible. I'm honored and lucky to be the first one.
That's awesome. We're lucky to have you. So, Sunil, how long have you been in the business?
So now, I guess in September, we'll be starting my 16th year
Yeah.
in real estate. So I pretty much got my license right out of high school. I went to college for, I think maybe about a year and a half, and then I realized that it wasn't really my route. And then thankfully, my dad actually is in real estate, so that's kind of how just following in his footsteps. So now it'll be
Right.
my 16th year.
Wow. I was going to
Yeah.
say you must have started like right out of
Yeah.
high school because 16 years is a long time and you're still like super young.
Yeah, so I'm 34.
Yeah.
So
And so, can you tell us what role you play in the real estate industry? Are you an agent? Are you a broker?
yeah, so currently I am the broker for Urban Realty. We do a mix of residential. I predominantly, for my real estate, I do mostly commercial as an agent. But when I had the opportunity to become a broker, and we just bought Urban Realty about 2 years ago. So now I'm a broker and just looking after some agents and still doing my deals. So commercial agent, but then I'm also a broker.
So you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love doing deals.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people kind of saying now that you're a broker, a lot of people kind of stop doing deals. For me, I think that is kind of where my passion lies, is in putting the deal together and kind of helping others put deals together as well, and kind of helping people achieve their dream, whether it's they want to buy a house or whether they, want to set up a business. Like, you're helping people do something that's a little bit hard on their own, right? So, I find like I found my calling.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Once you find your calling, it's really hard to step away from that
Yeah,
and just totally give it up. So
yeah,
I'm
I
glad
lucked
that-
out that I found it real early,
Yeah.
right? So
And also being a broker and having your feet on the ground, you can help your members, not just arbitrarily, you actually know from experience how to help them out.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and if you were a broker that wasn't doing that, you might, run into some challenges.
Well, yeah, right. You kind of get a little rusty. The term is, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, kind of
Exactly.
thing, right? And now I
Exactly.
have the opportunity to kind of do deals with my agents, because a lot of them don't do commercial. They kind of want to get into it.
Right.
So, I'm able to kind of actually help them get onto the commercial side and maybe, get some deals that they maybe weren't able to do, 2 years ago or
Yeah.
3 years ago, right? So my philosophy is we shouldn't leave any money on the table.
Right. That's
Right, so-
fantastic. Yeah, that's a great philosophy to have, especially in
Right,
this
so
business.
especially because you're not salaried, everyone's working commission.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of competition out there. So how are you able to differentiate yourself from the others?
Yes.
It's about having a good team and a backbone, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we provide.
That's great. Our membership has definitely grown. Is your dad still in the business?
Yeah, Dad's still in the business. Me and
Yeah.
him still work together.
So do you get to be his boss?
No, well, I mean, technically, but he still tells me what to do.
I guess that will never go away.
It never really
right?
goes away,
Yeah,
right? Even
yeah.
if I'm the broker and my dad's the agent, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm still chasing him for paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That doesn't change, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, as long as you're having fun, that's the main.
No, it's good, man. I mean, I'm so
Yeah.
lucky I get to work like with my dad and all that
Yeah.
kind of, like, a lot of people don't really have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm super lucky that I've kind of got right out of high school. I've been working with my dad before
Yeah.
in our family businesses, and now working together now. So
amazing.
it's kind of all I've ever known.
Yeah.
Right. So
working with your family and also doing what you love, like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's a dream come true
yeah,
because
yeah,
people look
I'm
for
super
that.
lucky. Yeah, you
know,
can't really find.
yeah.
I mean, it takes. The problem is I've been doing it 16 years. It wasn't always the light at the end of the tunnel. It's been a bit of a struggle to
Oh,
get
absolutely.
here. But I mean, it is what
Just
it is,
like
right?
anything,
Yeah.
practice makes perfect.
Yeah, and you have to put the time in. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been doing every day for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
like full time. You treat this as, there's no discipline. You have to have self-discipline in
Right,
this
right.
industry. There's
Exactly.
no one like calling you and being like, hey, you got to get up and do this. Like,
Yeah.
you have to actually want it yourself. So it takes time to kind of overcome all that. And, luckily I did that in my 20s.
Yeah.
So it was okay. And now
Yeah.
I've matured and
Yes,
now I'm
exactly.
here, right?
Yeah.
But, a lot of people get their license when they're 30, 40, no matter what. You have to go through that growth.
You
in
do.
this,
You
right?
do.
It's very
Yeah.
hard to kind of build that muscle.
Yeah. And going through the growth also gives you the experience on how to handle the challenges when they come.
That's
your
all this
way.
whole thing is, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. I was lucky I got a lot of exposure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Sunil, I just want to ask you, is there a transaction that stands in your mind without getting into any specifics that you would like to share with us, whether it was comical, weird, or unusual? Like, is there any of your real estate transactions that you're like, I'll never forget that transaction for the rest of my life?
Good question. Let me just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Most of my stuff is pretty, they're fun to do. Like like I said, a lot of commercials. So we're doing a lot of like land development and we're taking, big chunks of land and we'll work with the city to subdivide it and sell it off. So it's just more of like kind of a stressful kind of process. And you're just
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of different personalities.
Right.
Right. I guess my biggest thing is probably, and everybody's seen it, probably everyone can relate, is that I even have close friends and, sometimes family members that you'll show property to. You'll go around, show them maybe 30, 40 properties, and then at the end, they'll buy from somebody
Oh,
else.
no.
Right? So, I mean, I wouldn't say that's kind of a transaction that's kind of stuck out, but these are the kind of things that, everybody's kind of been through it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And my deals are, I would say, I do a lot of leasing and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Just now that I'm a broker, I'm getting exposure to so many larger deals.
Yeah.
So that all my experiences, I'm able to kind of put those into these transactions that I'm doing
Right,
now.
right.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything like kind of crazy that's happened or something
No,
that I
but-
remembered, but these are kind of the larger transactions,
Yeah.
which I've always kind of wanted to do.
Right,
And now I'm
right,
finally able
right.
to do that.
As you work, you've got many years ahead of you. As you work, I'm sure that you'll probably have larger deals, but you'll always remember that because it was your first.
Kind of your
big
first,
one,
yeah,
right?
first big
And so
one that
you'll
we
always
got. But like everything is like, nothing crazy happens
Yeah.
in those, right? You're just
Yeah.
kind of just putting the deal together and everything like
It's
that.
just simple
So
and it goes
yeah. I mean,
along.
you don't want anything crazy to happen
Yeah.
at that level.
That's right. Exactly,
Right? I need
exactly.
everything to go smoothly. So I mean, I wish I had something better to share, but
Oh, no, that's
kind
fine.
of-
Do you enjoy dealing with commercial transactions more than residential, or do you like both of them about the same?
I prefer commercial.
Yeah.
My passion lies in doing commercial deals.
Right.
Residential, I always found that it's a little bit more emotional.
Right.
Right. And for me, I'm a little bit more, I mean, yes, I can obviously relate and I understand, but it's just hard for me to wrap my head around people justifying that, their house is worth X amount of dollars because, they've had some memories in here
Right,
or,
right,
they
right.
just, so, and then I find that I was just battling people on their emotions and that's
Right.
not really what I'm not there to
Exactly.
disagree and
Yes,
argue
yes.
with people, right? Where commercial is you're dealing with numbers, you're dealing with people who know what they want.
Right.
And they actually need your expertise to put a deal together to whether they're doing something for their business, whether they're expanding, maybe they want to
Right.
buy some land, whatever it may
Yeah.
be. Right?
Yeah. I mean, both transactions bring their challenges and their joys.
Absolutely.
But you prefer commercial.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I said, I've been licensed about 15 years. 11 of those years have been strictly commercial. The first 4
Oh,
years of my
wow.
career was residential.
Yeah, usually you hear it the other way around. That
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
they're residential heavy and not so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
commercial heavy.
No,
So
I'm
good for you.
all commercial.
Yeah. Would you have any advice for people who are new coming into the business or who are like on the fence of whether they should be in real estate or not? Is there a piece of advice that you would give somebody?
I think for when you're getting started, honestly, it's just about meeting as many people as you can.
Yeah.
And answering the phone. I think that is kind of the most important probably piece of advice I can give to people.
Right.
Is make sure that you're always answering your phone and you're returning your calls.
Right.
That's how I was able to kind of get to where I am. Is
Yeah.
because I answer the calls, I return calls. I'm very kind of on top of that part.
Right.
Right. I may not be the best at maybe keeping in touch with your clients after a deal is done or like whatever. But I mean, if someone calls me, I will always call them back.
Yeah.
And I'm always available. And I
Yeah.
think that is kind of the most important thing, especially when you're getting started, because sometimes someone might call you and then they may not call you back.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes they may not answer. You never hear from that guy again.
Exactly.
right?
Because they
So
just might move on to the
they might
next
just move on.
person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. So my thing is just answer the phone.
Yeah. And I think that even though we've got like so much digital presence with the Facebooks and the social medias, and I'm not on any social media, so I'm not even going to pretend that I know all the stuff that's out there. So there is a little bit of a disconnect, but there are those people that still want you to answer their calls and want you to call them
100%.
back.
Yeah.
And building that personal relationship is
Well, that's what
super
real estate
important.
is,
Yeah,
right? So if
exactly.
I am someone who's going to buy a house, I'm going to trust somebody to guide me through maybe the largest transaction I'm going to be doing. It's all about relationship and have to have a
Exactly.
trust,
Exactly.
right? So that's why I'm a big person in calling people. I
Yeah.
always call, and if we can meet in person, I always try to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's hard to do stuff just through Instagram.
It really
and
is.
Facebook.
It really
I mean,
is.
those are good funnels to have.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to have follow up, make sure you call, try to meet people.
Yeah.
I mean, just going for lunch with somebody goes such a long way.
Exactly,
Right? Going for
it does.
coffee, right?
Yeah,
So,
just having that personal connection.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, Sunil, I know that you volunteer, you're the chair of one of our committees.
Yes.
How did that come about? How did you get into volunteering with CREB?
Well, that was all through your persuasion. So I'm very, and no, it is actually. So every year, I always believe in doing a little bit of personal development. So once I kind of took on the role of being a broker at Urban, I definitely wanted to get more involved with CREB. So you offering kind of the volunteering opportunities, it was at the perfect time, and I really appreciate the encouragement. And joining the committee, I'm on the Connecting Members Standing Committee. It's been a real eye opener actually on what CREB as as an entity provides. A lot of the stuff I wasn't aware of that you guys do, and kind of all the different levels of intricacies that you guys have with the membership, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff just gets overlooked. I think if you're just doing your day-to-day stuff, so it's really interesting to see kind of how the whole machine operates. And I think you guys honestly do a great job.
Yeah.
So thank you for encouraging. And there's a lot of great volunteers on there. So I've met a lot of people, and I couldn't be happier with kind of how everything's going.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it. We could not run this organization without the volunteers. And I know I gently twisted your arm, but you were a willing participant, so it was easy to
No, it was
bring
good
you
because
in.
I may not have, because I didn't really see myself as someone who could kind of bring value. So I'm glad that you actually saw that,
Well,
right?
that's
Because I
fantastic.
mean, I'm a little bit more
Yeah.
kind of, just kind of stay away. But, thanks for kind of giving me the encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I find that, that we are actually making a difference.
Right. And I'm
right?
so glad that you're a part of our volunteer community.
Yeah, no,
And
thank you.
I want to congratulate you on receiving the Glenna Marshall-Roth Rookie Volunteer of the Year
Yeah, that was
award
super surprising. So yeah, thank
at
you.
the Diamond Gala. And you are only the second recipient.
Yeah, so I feel
of that award.
incredibly honored and so lucky that,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many volunteers. Everyone does such a good job. So for me to actually get recognized for
Yeah.
that, I was like, wow.
Well, you stood out and you were recognized. There was a lot of your peers that talked about what a great volunteer you have been.
Oh,
And what you've contributed has been really important.
yeah. Oh,
And
no, that's
so
awesome.
you are definitely deserving of this award. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate everybody here at CREB. I love all you guys. So it's like you guys are my extended family.
Yeah, we are privileged to have you. Thank you. And I can't wait to see what other volunteer stuff, how
Yeah, no,
you're
well-
going to contribute in the future.
Yeah, no, it's kind of ignited kind of a fire. So this is kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
kind of having this, and it kind of goes well with, like I said, my personal philosophy of doing a little bit of personal development and kind of giving back. So if
Yeah.
I can kind of give back to our realtors and help in the community however I can, I'm an advocate for that. So.
Excellent. Thanks. We appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. Was there anything else before we wrap up? Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Something I didn't ask you?
No, I think everything actually did a really, really good job. I'm sure as soon as I leave from here, I'll probably remember something that I should have plugged or
That's
something.
usually the way it
But
is.
no, I think this is a great initiative that you're doing. I think it's a great way to get some of the members' voices heard because we've got such a large membership.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to see where this podcast goes.
Oh, thank you
So,
very
and
much.
I'm happy to be on anytime.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for taking the time to come in and
Absolutely.
speak to us. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. That's it for this episode of the podcast, and have a great day.